Got the club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut and she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut and she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut and she Tuesday. Club going up.
One. Welcome to WLBS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar on a Tuesday. Salute. We are live on Facebook as well, I think. You go ahead and share from you'll get that from our open bar page. We'll be right up. What's today's date?
Today is
4/9.
4/9.
The 9/4/9.
We got 11 more days, people, for you people be in bliss heaven. Are you guys going to participate?
No.
420?
Why not?
In any of the broccoli activity?
If I'm living, why not?
If you're living?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope everybody participates in 420 because it's only a date.
It's only a date.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna buy.
Alive, right?
I'm gonna buy a new shampoo called Herbal Essence, and that's what I'm gonna use.
That's how you're gonna do it.
That's how I'm gonna do it. Or that's my
That's
420
not
Herbal
new, buddy.
Essence.
I think I'm gonna light a few incense or something. I'm gonna do something.
And let me tell y'all,
You gonna get high.
I got this.
Not
new,
on purpose.
Yeah, I got this new lotion,
Oh my god.
and I'm gonna tell you,
It's not working.
No, hold
very
on.
well.
It works. It's called JB something. I forgot what it's called, but it comes in a blue canister. It works.
So what happened today?
I just didn't put none on. I ain't
in the
gonna
past
hold you.
week?
Yeah,
Terrible.
but it's been working.
Well, as long as you showered, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yo, I am Hot Ron, your neighborhood bartender to the stars, and I'm so glad to be back here this week. Redbeard is in the building. He's clean. You clean today for some reason.
What do you mean? I'm not clean.
No, normally you're a little roughy. You're a little
This
roughy.
dude always tries to go.
And look who's back. Been gone for a while. Now he's back in the building. Big Country is in the
Big
building.
Country.
How are you?
I'm good, man. Living life, doing, just staying positive.
Oh, well, glad you showed up. Yo, PDO. PDO is in the building.
I'm here, man. What's happening?
Oh, of course, our liquor sponsors over there chilling, fly.
Here, chilling as usual.
Where's Lady Castro? She's not coming today?
No, she wasn't feeling well, so she stayed home.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's
I
tired.
had a bone to pick with her today. But
She's
it's
tired
all
of
good.
the fuckery that we do up in here.
We all are.
Oh, yeah.
Lady Castro.
Lady Castro. Lady Castro.
Yeah.
Anyway, we miss you, Lady Castro.
She reached her
You
limit,
in the
huh?
building.
Yeah, she said too much fuckery.
That's too
going on.
much.
She had a
That's
long
too
day.
much going on. So this weekend was hot. Anybody do anything exciting?
I saw the movie Us, man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What
I
did
saw
you
the
take?
movie.
Why didn't you see We?
This dude right here. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I like the first one better. I mean, granted, it was two different messages in the
Oh,
end.
that's two.
Hold up.
Yeah, I was going to say it wasn't the first one, but
Yeah, well, I mean,
you mean
I-
his other movie.
yeah, I liked his first movie better.
Get out, sure.
I enjoyed Us. Somebody was put nail imprints in my arm. It was gripping it because
Oh,
was
okay.
jumping the whole time.
Oh, really? It was like that?
It had some moment.
It's a borderline
Yeah.
horror. Okay.
It's more suspense than
Yeah,
horror.
I agree.
Depends on your taste. I guess, if you with the horror thing, it wasn't probably hardcore horror. But if you not a person that goes to see suspense and horror films, it probably was horror to that person.
What did you? I mean, can I ask you a quick
So you
question,
did-
Tito?
you
What
did
did you
see
take
it?
from it?
I haven't seen it yet.
What did you take from it, Tito?
What did I
mean,
take from it? Like,
yeah.
how do you mean?
like
the word thing it meant?
the meaning you got out of it.
Well, the meaning I got of it is that we are our own worst enemies.
Wow.
So that's if you sometimes when you're battling something in life, you're actually getting in your way of yourself sometimes.
I agree. I mean,
Wow.
I got out of it. It's,
So,
it's
oh, go ahead.
it's two sides. It's two sides to all of us, of course. And to kind of elaborate on what you're saying, we're our own worst enemies. Yeah.
So did it ever give any kind of parallel to the actual U.S.?
Well, yeah, a
Or
lot
was
of
it
it is.
speaking generally of us in Western culture? Was saying that we are our own worst enemies?
No, I think it was specifically for Americans,
So
for the American market to talk about how we rely on too many devices, and how we not in touch with ourselves.
Okay.
So the movie was basically something you had to really think about. Like, I don't like movies like where I have to concentrate. So I don't think I would enjoy it, right?
So if it's not Medea, if it's not
Yeah,
Medea,
you sound like you really dropped out of high school.
No,
right?
it's really
I am
really simple.
college educated, people.
so if, hold on, if it's not
that means a
Medea,
lot of people did that work.
if it's not Medea goes to
I
jail,
slept with the right teachers.
if it's not Medea goes to hell, or the A-list actress Taraji Henson, the A-list actress.
What we're
Taraji
not going to
Henson.
do on this show is talk about two people: Taraji Henson, Beyonce knows Carter.
Yeah,
And
right.
who else?
That's two.
Taraji is not an A-list.
And Kelly
actress.
Rowland, ain't that right? Tito,
No comment.
no comment.
No comment anymore, huh?
No comment.
Yo, this is what time? Oh, we got plenty of time. Normally, I'm used to having to rush our little intro. Let me talk about my weekend then.
Yeah.
My weekend, I did absolutely nothing.
Hey, so I stood y'all up this weekend.
You did.
Did I
So
stand
I'm-
y'all up
I'm-
or just you?
No, Dave came. So that's what I was going to talk about. We did do our first open bar community service project this weekend.
Nice.
We remodeled, me and Dave, we helped remodel a homeless shelter.
Nice.
Hey, I was so coming, but I had a meeting. Pause. I was going to come to the event.
He said it slow. I was
So
coming.
but I had a meeting. You had a meeting in the middle.
I wanted to be there. In other words, but yeah, it was a meeting.
So what was
But
the
you
name?
know-
But you were too busy coming.
What's too busy coming?
But it was really rewarding. I should have posted the video. I could send the video. Well, we don't need to do that. We don't have the before.
Yeah, tell us
But
about it.
The place was in shambles, I would think.
Okay.
It was kind of raggedy. What you think, Dave?
It was okay.
So
Yeah,
It was
I mean,
okay.
so let me ask
But
Dave-
we painted, like we were in charge of the lobby area, and we stayed there as long as we could. The women there were really bossy. I loved it. Oh, I gotta tell you this joke. So we get on the elevator. So we did not know that they were calling people boyfriends or whatever.
The guys.
The guys that helped the project. It was women heading the project, and the guys were just supposed to be the assistants, but they called them the boyfriends.
Okay.
So we get on the elevator, and this lady goes, "Are you guys boyfriends?" I said, "Whoa, buddy, what are you talking about?"
That's what he said. I say yes because I knew what she
I
was
didn't know
talking
what she was
about.
talking about.
Right. And he was completely confused.
Yes.
No, I thought she was saying, "Well, me and him boyfriends."
Yeah, we got
confused,
that.
right?
And I was like,
Thank you.
I said,
He's still confused.
Dave, let me ask you this quick question.
Cool story, bro.
How much physical labor did Ron do?
First of all, I'm not Arnold. I do physical labor.
He actually did more than I did for real.
Dave
he
was really
actually
asleep
he
every
actually
time.
no, I did not go to sleep. But the thing about it is, he got stuck carrying the couch up 3 flights.
Oh, my God.
6 flights of stairs actually.
My back is still hurting. I had to carry a couch, like a whole couch.
Hey, trust me, I was not even trying to do that one.
And they were like, "We need your boyfriends." Dave would turn his back. I was like, "This."
No. I was doing work. I just didn't carry that couch. That's what I'm talking about as far as the work that you
And
did.
then- but
And
I-
this dude talking about, oh, this dude knew he was going to do some
No, I
community
came
service
straight
work,
from
right?
a party that
He
night.
says, oh, I can't get no paint on my pants.
"Oh yeah,"
And they was some holy ass jeans.
That is so Ron Austin Joe.
No, the thing
You know
is,
what? And I was,
It's so Ron.
I was putting the tape up, for so they can paint. He said, "Oh, I can't do that. I'm gonna
No.
get paint on me."
No, I'm not doing that.
I did it. I didn't get no paint on me.
Well, you're not as clumsy as me.
Right.
No, the thing is, I had just came back. I had stayed out all night and went to a party, and I still made that service project at 7:30 in the morning. I stayed out all night.
You did not make it there 7:30 in the morning.
Well, I made it on time, but
Well,
but what the point I'm making is that I had on party clothes from the night before. Well, okay.
you just pushed it. You just pushed it. But you
And
pushed
so
yourself.
I came straight there from the club or whatever party I was at. I don't even know what I was doing that night. I woke up somewhere I didn't even realize where I was. And I came straight to Dave's house, and we went to the service project, and I did my little community service thing. Anyway, it was a great rewarding experience. What do you
Nice.
say, Dave?
yes.
So
yes.
they're having another one in October.
Who are the
So-
ladies who lead up this project?
It's called the Sister Circle.
Okay.
And the Sister Circle is a program that can we get that door locked? So and this project this group that they mentor young girls in the community in the urban area, and they do things to keep them from like different projects. And this particular project is one thing they do where they go through all the different homeless shelters in the Peachtree County area and also DC area, and they remodel them.
Okay.
Man, I'm telling you, by the time they finish that homeless shelter looked like a $2,000 a month apartment complex. It was amazing.
So it's a homeless shelter set aside for displaced teen girls.
No, for anybody, but
For anybody.
the
And they had
program-
actually for families as well as singles as well.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a great rewarding experience. Sharice, you would have loved it if you'd have came with us. You like to paint and get dirty, so you'd have been good. So.
Wrong person.
She gave you the Nene Leaks. I can't wait to have one. She gave you the Nene Leaks look.
Sharice, you scared of work?
No,
She ain't scared of work.
She always
just-
wearing one of them hard hats. And I'm glad she have a mic because she can't talk. No, you ever see her with the heart? Oh, Paul. That's my cousin. Don't do that.
Throwing so much shade, bro.
Cuz, don't you wear hard hats all the time?
Yo,
Let's go to commercial, man.
Go to commercial. We'll be right back with our drinking today and some hot topics.
throwing so much
Salud!
shade. You throwing so much shade.
Salud!
Flesh, there's no comparison to the next. I'm the type you don't really want famous. Known to keep a shitty disposition the same as John Amos. Lot of bitch niggas the same as John Stamos. Rich niggas is cross-dressing for entertainment. Need to cut that shit off LeBron James. It I never seen no tight jean nigga that's dangerous. The crew bringing the ruckus, no doubt. Yo, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. The roughest dream team reign supreme like the Cutlass. One more time, I've been doing this. Real hip-hop, hip-hop. The crew bringing the ruckus, no doubt. Yo, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. The roughest dream team reign supreme like the Cutlass. One more time, I've been doing this. Real hip-hop, hip-hop.
Dick like Allen I. I'm the type of guy that rock loud cologne, make you think of some kind of high. When the vehicle is flying by, knowing I'm surrounded by some individuals who will ride or die. This rap shit is really eye for eye. Fuck around and get bound and tied, cause you rhyming that pie for pie. We gon' see where that money at. Don't make me put the word out and find out where your wifey and your mommy at. Cause I'm from where niggas is hungry at. Went to school with and was cool with all the wild and bummy cats. The same niggas that you saying on your level, but got the full flip of your face and give me that best. Niggas tired of that money talk. I was told that my Uzi weighs a ton and we gon' see how fast that money walk. And your security run with a shot, so your renting Cuban links are getting pawned right up on my block. See my crew about that hip hop. Fuck the fashion, fuck the flashing. That's for hoes, might as well keep your lips locked. Real niggas in my cipher. I'm here to talk that slick funky shit, nigga. My mouth needs a diaper. I'm pure oxygen. I can bust with a lighter. Y'all niggas jeans tighter than leggings. We call a wife here. Showing your ankles, they got the nerve to say you a killer. But you'll take the hips and jeans, talking about you pay some Skrilla. Emasculated the game, need some hair on your face. You keep that molly out your nasal. I'm here to replace you with that old faithful, amazing, graceful, lyrical composition. You niggas won't have a pot to piss.
The crew bringing the ruckus, no doubt. Yo, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. The roughest dream team reign supreme like the Cutlass. One more time, I've been doing this. Real hip-hop, hip-hop. The crew bringing the ruckus, no doubt. Yo, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. The roughest dream team reign supreme like the Cutlass. One more time, I've been doing this. Real hip-hop, 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 hip-hop.
Is it true that you don't need sleep?
You only get one shot at life. Why waste it on sleep?
Stepped up to get your rep up. Stepped up. Stepped up to get your rep up. Step up to get your rep up. Protect or get your neck cut. Not the type to sweat much, cause lames get their head bust. The underdog, here to take trophies from you bitches. Don't got a full deck because I'm blinded by the riches. Rain shots like KD, coming for that MVP. Had Drake and Kendrick watching me, cause I'm coming for you niggas. And this ain't control voodoo. In my verses, I'm here to take souls, niggas. And I ain't gotta say no names for no fame, but I ain't the one to blame if my niggas take your chain. With all due respect, I'm talking to all you rappers who got too comfy in the house of the masters. We after the title in that XL cover, easily rookies of the year. We just better than you busters, I ain't mad. Just tired of being overlooked for not having 808s or Future on our hooks. Stepped up to get your rep up. Stepped up. Stepped up to get your rep up. I overpaid my dues but never gained favor. They oversaturated the game, the same flavor. And now the imitation is lame, it's not flattery. Another generation of rappers that got batteries. So everybody trying to be Wayne, it's not an athlete. Facebook fame is doing a disservice. Ain't nobody trying to be plain and work a first shift just to earn enough on a check that ain't worth shit. I want a Bugatti and Lambo, but not if I gotta be Sambo. So if 9 to 5's how you survive, the only other way to get it is with ammo. I've been overlooked too long to underrate me. I can't change none of the things the weight made me. Ain't no way that I'm letting the label rate me. I could've went straight to the league from JV, but I worked too goddamn hard to stay asleep. Stepped up to get your rep up. Stepped up. Stepped up to get your rep up.
You get any sleep last night?
I don't sleep. I just dream.
Time is the teacher, life is the lesson, learning is the journey, and I got so many questions. Say the time is the teacher, life is the lesson, learning is the journey, and I got so many questions. Time is the teacher, life is the lesson, learning is the journey, and I got so many questions. What is our real purpose in the first place? What's our true religion? What's our original birthplace? Is any man really worthy of fame? And is my life only worth what I purchase in my name? Do black lives matter as much as any others do? Is inequality something that I should be accustomed to? Should I just adjust to you or just be? Is it everybody else? Is it just me? Was free in the context of freedom when the concept of me was 3/5 human being? How much money is enough money? And why they keep laughing at us? Yo, what the fuck's funny? Where do we go from here? What am I supposed to do? Who's looking out for the people without the focus too? Who's looking into the people inside the focus groups? Why ask questions when you know the truth? Time is the teacher, life is the lesson, learning is the journey, and I got so many questions. Time is the teacher, life is the lesson, learning is the journey, and I got so many questions. Time is the teacher, life is the lesson. When the veil is off, what I see is depression. My third eye open, that's the reason that I rhyme. A GD helped me escape the school to prison pipeline. They gave us white lines to sell to our brothers. I victimized somebody father, my homie's mother. Through books I discovered the injustice and racism, classism in a fascist nation that hates pigment. It's ironic when I think about it. Aren't we all human? The Bible says we descended from Adam and Eve, and the oldest human fossil was found in Africa. So somewhere a white boy is blacker than me. One man's chaos is another man's order. One man's freedom is another man's slaughter. One man's toilet is another man's water. The gluttony of a few, the starvation of many. Only so long before please becomes gimme. They call it a coup when the people pick up semis. I hate authority the more they try to oppress. I see uprisings and they call it unrest. I hate power, hate is such a powerful word. I love God, putting anything before's absurd. I have no faith in man, I have faith in mankind. Through these rhymes, I'm the CNI dog for the blind. Time is the teacher, life is the lesson, learning is the journey, and I got so many questions. Time is the teacher, life is the lesson, learning is the journey, and I got so many questions.
Take care of yourself and get some sleep.
I don't sleep. I've slept a total of 2 hours a night over the past 3 years.
I don't know how you're still standing.
Thoughts are deep from lessons learned with practice.
But as the world turns, I'm wondering why.
I'm holding on to break beats for heads in the street.
But the murders got the seat. Through these rhymes, I'm the CNI dog for the blind. But as the world turns, I'm wondering why.
I speak from the soul, even if it's never heard. Large percentage of this world don't know the power of a word.
I got love for the streets that don't feel shit. I got a plot for blocks that don't build shit. But shit is real, got a hammer and a drill bit, cause niggas' hands ain't got the stamina to deal.
Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar.
Salute.
Salute. So, why are we not playing on Facebook Live anyway?
Because it's delayed.
It's delayed. There's a delay, people. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, of course, my favorite.
You don't have to announce it.
You know what? I gotta take this off because all this bending. Pause. Is you want that?
You used to bending over.
I do like to pray. You're right. God is good. Amen. So at any rate,
if that's what you call it now. Are you the prey or the predator?
What's that saying? It's funny to let somebody pray for you. Are you praying for me? Or are you praying on me? You get it?
Yes.
You get that pass? You get that?
That's true.
You
Yeah.
get that? You use that your next sermon. You can use that your next sermon.
Oh yeah. Never just make it
Anyway,
go off, right?
my favorite segment of the show is what?
The drinking
Hey!
You're not getting that in here. We got Igor.
So our drink today is nothing but the simple apple martini. But you call it an apple cocktail because you don't put ice in a martini. Everybody knows that.
Cocktail.
So it's an apple cocktail. Maybe the same thing you make with apple martini, of course, with triple sec, vodka, apple pucker, splash of sweet and sour, and a splash of ginger ale. Definitely. But this time I made it really strong because, we got a lot of so-called men here who don't like martinis, but
Long as it's in a man glass, it don't matter.
it's good. I think it's good. What do y'all think? Did you like it?
Pretty strong, but
Pretty strong?
I
It's
think
not bad.
we
That's how you like it, strong?
No.
So I should have bitched yours out. Watch. Oh, she's taking her earrings off.
I'm just playing. Taking your earrings off when
It's
you
just
come to
comedy.
open bar.
It's just comedy. Anyway,
Nice.
salud, smooth drink. The recipe will be on our Facebook one day when I get around to it.
Okay.
Of course, y'all ready to go straight to some hot topics?
Hot
So many of them.
So we got so much going on, but before on something kind of I really want to hear y'all opinion. Okay, so Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union are in the news now, of course, because of course Dwayne Wade, he couldn't make it, but Gabrielle Union went to, I forgot, God, I left
Pride.
It was a Pride parade.
Pride parade. Which parade?
In Miami.
It wasn't Miami. Was it Miami or St. Louis? Okay, it was in Florida, I would say. I'm not sure exactly. But they went in support of Dwayne Wade's son.
11-year-old son.
Gabrielle Union's stepson, 11-year-old son. So the whole thing is people are saying that at 11 years old, do you know your sexuality? Do you know? And are they in the fact that they in support of which they should
Now,
be?
this is going to be a little deep, though, because...
I'm pretty sure he knows his sexuality, but he probably doesn't know what he's actually attracted to at
There's
that
a
point.
current study that's happening
Meaning,
in California.
you know your sexuality, you know you're a male or a female.
Well, yeah.
Well,
exactly.
Well, let
exactly.
Sharice come. You definitely come up and walk whenever you want.
there is a study happening right now in California where doctors are giving newborn babies shots that is impacting their transition from their chromosomes. Basically, if they were born a female child, the shots that they're given are testing whether or not the child will become if their cells are becoming strong enough to become a male child. And so be careful what your doctors are sticking your children with.
I read about that, and I also read there was a lot of controversy behind it because they've been doing that for quite some time.
Right.
You know, it's like it's another type of hormone therapy, and it's down the line with some of these kids who are now becoming teenagers and very, very young adults.
Yeah.
It's affecting them because it's like
Sexually or
just mentally.
The sexuality. Keep in mind the Tuskegee experiment.
Yeah, your parents make a call or a decision
on what
they want. You don't come out in favor of that decision.
My.
You know what? My cousin knew since he was about 7 or 8 years old. His original name was Marcus, and he wanted to be called Marquita. My uncle died probably a week after the adoption was complete with him and my aunt. And so he had a male figure. You know, she remarried, but he knew that he wanted to be a girl.
Male figure was a she?
No, it was a male. And it was a great male. I mean, his stepfather was great, and his stepfather wanted him to be who he wanted to be, but my uncle's ex-wife didn't want him. She would try to beat it out of him.
Oh wow!
But her husband was like, no, if he wanted to be a female, I'm gonna buy him female clothes because I love. You know, that was his father. I love my son enough to know.
And
he dresses straight like a female to this day.
Ron, make sure.
What was your point?
My question.
As an 11-year-old, do you know that you're gay?
No. My point is, no. You might know that you're gay, but I'm saying at 11 years old,
is there a question?
should we? Yeah, is there a question?
I'm asking you. What's the question?
I'm about to. Sorry.
At 11-year-olds
at 11-year-old, do you think you are mature enough to know that to participate in a pride parade, announce that I'm only going to date the same sex? I'm only
did all that happen?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they are at the parade. They're there and supporting him. That's what he wanted to do. He's coming out as a gay kid at 11.
Okay,
did he come out or was he just want to
parade?
I think he just want to go to the parade.
Let's verify that first. Let's verify if the young man said that he.
According to TMZ, they in support of.
Okay,
and here's what we want to be careful with.
No, they said it was reporting him going to the parade
and his decision to be gay.
Yeah,
where
exactly.
did that part at?
I
didn't see that part.
No, they did say in the reports that they were supporting him and that they were very proudly supporting him. Which is without having to say the actual words because he's decided to be gay.
Right.
It wasn't like that. But they're supporting him. He's gay, right? So
or they're supporting his decision to want to participate in the parade.
That's what I'm saying.
So this is what I want to be careful with is with sensational news because you know who said something? I think it was Denzel Washington. He said the news has a responsibility not just to be first but to be right.
Yes.
And in this climate and in this society, our news isn't about what's right anymore. It's about who's first.
It's about clickbait.
It's about the clickbait.
They put something
gonna
out
get
there.
the
It's
most
clickbait.
ratings.
Just to
course,
get your
man.
attention, just to say we can apologize later, regardless of what we put out there and how it destroys people's
Hold on.
lives.
They don't apologize. They'll come out with a
hold on,
little
but
miniature
hold on,
article.
hold on.
I don't want to
Here's
lose.
a-
I don't want to lose the
but-
subject.
but yeah,
though.
let's not go.
Well,
go
let me go by some people that said stuff on Facebook Live. One girl, her name is Kadishia. She said, even if he did come out, Pride is not a kid appropriate.
I
place.
agree.
Well, I mean,
It's either they're going to go
I don't
with him or
know.
he's going to go by
I
himself.
mean,
It's
I
too
guess
many-
you have to go to Pride to find out too, though.
Here's
Well,
what you got to realize
I've
as
been
an
to Pride, and
11-year-old.
it's
It's either
not a
one of
kid
two things.
event.
As a parent, right? It's either one of two things. If you as a parent, you're either going to go with your child and support them, or you're going to find your child doing those things without you. And so, especially in the life that they're in, their lifestyle isn't the normal everyday 11-year-old lifestyle anyway.
It
And
is-
so he's living in a very fast lane life. And so, as a parent in that space, you would much rather be in support of your child, showing
Exactly.
up there with
Well,
them.
I would say.
I want
Go ahead.
to.
Go ahead.
I also want to say this to kind of like expand on the issue, not just with sexuality and a child going to that type of environment. There's now a small movement out here, and matter of fact, it's a famous actress right now. I'm not going to say their name right now, but where parents are raising their kids without a sense of gender. When you was born and you was growing up and all that, you would learn as you're a boy
or a girl, right?
You're a girl. There are some parents out there who are raising their kids without that knowledge because in their mind it's like, I want them to choose.
They put X on there.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know that it's necessary for them to choose.
Right.
I think that's a subconscious way of trying to combat
Bigotry and hate.
Exactly. They're trying to remove those things that create these divides and that creates the hate crimes that actually flow out. Right.
My thing is like this. In the animal kingdom, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, hate or bigotry, whatever you want to call it, there is a male or a female.
Right.
Facts.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
that's just what it is. Human beings
There are gay animals.
human beings need to stop trying to rewrite nature's laws.
Oh,
I
wow.
know how it sounds.
Wait, on that. So, see, gender isn't nature's law.
Gender is social.
It's a
I mean,
social
social. I
construct.
get that part.
So
but
boys like blue, girls like pink.
That's
So what these
social.
teachers do, what these parents do, is saying you can have blue or pink if you want.
that's social.
Right.
That's social. I
Yes.
agree with that.
That's
I
gender.
agree to a certain extent. Gender is social. However, we cannot ignore that there is a biological.
But you
component to
undercutting
it.
your own point though, country.
No, I'm not. I'm pretty
You-
much
you-
making
you-
a point.
What
I'm
is your
just-
point?
You
My
undercutting-
point is, we as people, we need to stop trying to undercut.
But that's not
biology.
But I don't think that's what they're doing. That's why I said
That's
to
not
you
what
that
they're
that's not
doing.
what they're trying to. The point of them removing training the child up in a particular gender or reinforcing that is not to try to challenge biology or anything. It looks like that from the outside looking in, but that's not what their point is. Again, like I said, they're trying to subconsciously deal with the things that divide us.
Trying to challenge biology every day, but to your point,
Wait.
Well, I mean, I want to say this about the
A
whole.
girl dressed as a girl?
Who we talking about?
What are you talking about? Who are you talking about? And yeah, I don't have a mic.
It's not 420. So go ahead.
One of the people that does that, she actually dresses her daughter as who she is.
Hold up.
Star that
She
is
was
a star.
born a female.
She was born a female, but she put X on her birth certificate as no gender. She dresses her daughter as what she is.
Yeah, I think that's just
as she
some
is.
side.
Just
She
as what she
had
is.
a
as she was
daughter,
born.
but
As she
was born a girl.
But on her birth
on her
certificate.
birth certificate, she
That's
put
what I'm
X.
talking about.
Well, yeah. Well,
But she dressed
challenging-
her little
real
girl
quick-
as a daughter.
Real
She
quick,
dressed the girl
real
as a
quick,
girl.
everybody. Before we get off the subject, we move to the next hot topic. I just want to say that, and I just want to get you guys' opinion. We're gonna get your opinion.
I know.
So we always said that. I mean, obviously, we don't know. Do you think 11 years old is too young to
No.
know that?
No,
not in today's
Nah,
era.
No.
Everybody done probably done got in somebody pornos by 11.
And so, but I do want to say this also.
And I knew I liked girls by third grade.
You did.
At least.
So I mean,
Yeah.
and then, but my thing is, and one thing I want to shout out, I want to
First
shout
grade.
out, I want to shout out the Wades because
It's mature.
yeah, and to support whatever situation he's in,
Right.
because in this day and age, those kids are being bullied. And they're committing suicide
agree.
because they don't
I
have
agree.
And-
they don't have the backing or the support. So the fact that they're doing that is just amazing.
Yeah, and I just want to give
I
another
would
fact.
definitely support
I would
my
definitely
child.
be the parent who will show up with my child wherever they need me to show up, because I remember being the child that was rebellious, and
You ain't never been rebellious. You
I
were
was
hell.
rebellious when it
Nah, I'm
was
just playing. You
don't
was
do
pretty bad.
this or don't go there or don't. The thing you tell your child not to do is eventually going to be the thing that they do without you.
They do without you.
And the last thing you want to happen is them to have this experience without you being able to protect them in a sense.
Okay,
I just want to say, as a matter of fact, hold on, that if Zaire Wade, I think it's Zaire, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's Zion Wade.
So they got two sons. One is like 14 or 15 or
Zaire is
something.
the 14-year-old, yeah.
Okay.
Zion, yeah. If he's not gay, he's really confusing because the video that they showed with him with the beads on and celebrating everything, it looked like he was really
And that
gay.
wasn't the
Like-
only picture they showed, because back in the day they posted a picture when they first talked about his sexuality. It was another picture where he had his legs crossed.
This is what I'm saying. It
and
was
Wade was
it
holding
was like
him
if he's
and was
not,
happy.
he's
yeah.
really confusing. Right? Exactly.
Nah,
But
I mean,
Hey.
we know what EJ is.
And his parents.
Hey,
support him.
my thing about it is, right, when I was growing up, you just kind of like knew who was gay
It's
and
funny.
who was straight.
Yeah,
For sure.
You know, it wasn't a
whole lot of
thing.
confusion, right?
No, it wasn't no confusion. They didn't actually come out and say it.
They had to say it.
They didn't have to say it because they showed it. You know,
yeah, and that's
Well,
why
but
I'm a
and-
strong,
and-
I'm a strong believer in that people are born gay
Well,
or straight.
I know.
I'm a strong
I'm
believer
not
in
a
that.
strong believer.
I don't.
in that.
I don't
And you
believe that.
choose to act
I
upon the
don't
way you
believe
want.
that.
You don't?
I don't believe that at all.
I think
I
people are
mean,
born the way they
because
want.
just because of what you're attracted to,
Does
right, does not say that you're straight or gay. You
A
know?
lot of people tipped in the girl
No.
pond in
That's what makes
college
you gay.
and married a man.
I will
Well-
say
so
this.
that doesn't make them gay.
I will-
Or
I
in
will
high
say this.
school.
I will
Or
say
in
this.
high school.
It's
You're right.
hold on. I would say it's dangerous to say a person was born this way. I can easily say, oh, this person was born a killer. This person was born attracted
you
to this
cannot
person.
put it-
No.
I'm sorry.
But that
I
goes back
I
to
don't
what
like
I'm
that.
telling you.
I don't know if you
But
can
let me
compare
let
all
me.
of
I don't like that.
Hold on,
I was
hold on.
born this
That
way.
goes
I
back
think people are
to
born
what
who
type
they
of
are.
shots are
Yeah.
your child receiving at the hospital. And I'm going to really reiterate this to say that they didn't come out the womb gay. Whatever was injected in them at some point in time impacted their growth
Hold on,
pattern.
Sharif.
But
Let
that's
me
a different
ask you a
argument.
question.
That's
Are
a-
you
wait.
are you saying that
Are you an anti-vaxxer?
all the men that are gay or women that are gay that you think there's back to a vaccine?
I won't say all, but I do think that vaccine play a role in the growth of
That
the
sounds
child.
funny.
That's
That's
a
a
different
different
conversation.
conversation.
It's
I don't know
a
if you
different
can say that.
conversation, but have we looked into it?
Say something about that. Let me
Now,
tell
when you
you.
get a mic,
That's a tough statement.
Shut up. Let me say
Last
something.
statement, we're gonna move on.
tough
Because all my coworkers, none of them had a stroke. I got our whatever what we get every year.
Seizure
around.
or the flu shot.
The flu shot.
Don't trust it.
My throat started closing. Went to the doctor. He gave me something. They chucked it up to asthma. Had a stroke. Second year, 2 days later, had my second one
And that was all because of the flu shot.
after the flu shot.
Oh, poor thing. Oh,
Hey.
I'm telling you,
My
the
kids
Tuskegee
don't get
experiment
it. I
was a
don't
real
get
thing.
it.
shout out to Khadisha. She said she agreed with you. She said exactly why I am against vaccine. So
Yeah,
you got
well-
people who really believe.
a lot of people are against vaccines.
A lot of people. think
Yeah,
that.
listen,
And there's
I
right
think,
now a measles outbreak going on.
Exactly.
So,
So-
it's
so-
not. It's a serious topic.
Well, listen. I think like there's something to
we haven't seen them.
scientists having a front for a vaccination, but also running a backdoor test at the simultaneously. You know, like they can be watching for things. I believe that some of that is going on. I can't
Put it past it, but
don't
right
wanna
now
say
we have-
that all of the people who are gay or
we're
homosexual,
not saying all of anything, right? So
or
let me
lead
be
back
clear.
to vaccination. Yeah,
we're not.
'cause-
I'm not saying every case of persons that are experimental or have turned gay or become gay is because of X. But I am saying that these are elements that people think are beyond their control, that we don't know how this impacts the human growth pattern.
It also has. We also have to take this in consideration. The diet, and let's move on. The diets of people have changed over the last several hundred years. We consume more. Oh no, I'm just saying. We consume more processed foods. We don't drink enough water.
True.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of the foods that we eat, we don't consume a lot of vitamin D.
We have a horrible diet.
Yeah, all of that goes
We have a horrible
into. And
diet.
I'm not saying, oh, that's the reason why people are born. No, all of that goes into why we are having so many health problems nowadays. But
which is to some degree is affecting our mental health. Okay.
So
Yeah.
Hold on.
Never mind. We're
Before
going
you go, before you go, I'm back on the born issue. I think Pete Buttigieg said it best when he was talking to Mike Pence's of the world when he said, the problem you have is not with who I am. Your problem is not with me. Your quarrel is with my creator. So he's using as a Democratic candidate religion.
So this is a Democratic candidate running for president. He's gay. He's married to a man.
He's gay, married to a
He's
man.
running for president.
Yeah, and he's saying that it's you're born.
He
that
was
way.
born that way.
I think for people it's mostly born that way. For some people it's a choice. I think for some people it is a choice.
Here's another real thing.
I think the
My
majority
thing
of
is
people,
this.
because you won't choose to live a life of struggle if it wasn't who you were.
That's a lie.
Why would you do that?
A lot of
Here's
people
what I
do
will
every
say.
day.
We're working on the state of the Black mothers, the Black Mother State of the Union. And I know we're wrapping up, right? But here's what I want you to understand, that Black women experience significantly worse maternal health outcomes regardless of educational attainment and income. What does this mean? Okay, you're finding that children are that mothers are being attacked at the womb before the child is ever here, based on all these elements of what we're putting in our body, genetics, vaccines, all these things.
Well,
and so we're going to have to eventually
unfortunately,
unpack this.
Unfortunately, we do got to move on. But I will say this. Thank you for talking to me. I'm going to think about my flu shot, even though I've been getting the flu shot every year for the last 10 years. And I've been okay, I think.
I'm proud of you.
I think. Even though
I don't know. You may be a switch hitter now.
Okay, all right. So on vaccines, when I was in the Army, when I got deployed, we got a whole bunch of shots.
Yeah.
I know Chichi knows about that.
Yeah.
And we got it's like a gun that looks like the machine that bartenders use. They use it and they press a different button and different comes out.
Oh, okay.
Real quick, what?
And they tell you that 1 out of every 2,000 people will get sick.
Oh, okay.
And that happens
Because they put the stuff in you, so of course you'll get sick.
They put a dead version of the virus in
Right.
you, and one of you will get sick. Some of you will get sick, and that happens.
Right.
But that's part of the science about it.
Right.
But
Okay,
the fact people
guys.
get sick, it happens.
All right, my salute moment goes to the
Salute.
Waves, and congratulations on being supportive. You never know which for
Always
that
be
first
supportive.
person. So congratulations to what's his name again? I'm getting
Zion Wade.
No, the daddy,
Dwayne.
Wade.
and what's the other girl name? Gabrielle. Salute to you. Yo,
Salute.
we're going to a quick break. We'll come right back. We're going to talk about what's going on big time in D.C. with the D.C. Go-Go thing. So give us a call at
That's your PCS.
202-656-1BAR. Salute!
Salute.
Believe that for sure you deceive, so for sure I'ma leave. Bright as the stars, dark as the sky. Things change, I don't wanna know why. I poop. Bright as the stars, dark as the sky. Things change, I don't wanna know why. I poop. Bright as the stars, dark as the sky. Things change, I don't wanna know why. I poop. Bright as the stars, dark as the sky.
I'm worried about you. You don't sleep. You don't eat. I hear you get up at night.
All aboard. Yeah. Yo, what time the plane leaving? All right. See you at the airport.
Hey. I'm leaving. Well, go ahead and leave the call heard around the world from the wise of MCs. These cats is paying more than half a pound. I got my back and snatch it down. I got to skate, but we could probably when I'm back in town. Scenarios like this is tear jerkers for the modern MC. I eat a blue collar worker, cause this thing called rhyming no different from coal mining. We both on assignment to unearth the diamond. When you start climbing and them eyes start shining, you be struggling and striving and they think you prime time and maintain and keep silent. Make no an observation. It's confrontation. This is the daily operation. My concentration. Stay focused on my recitation. About to reach my destination with no pause or hesitation. Baby, make the preparation, cause this ain't no recreation. This is pro ball. And we letting you know, y'all, at the show, y'all. Doing this for dough, y'all. Get the phone call. And I'm ready to blow, y'all. About to go, y'all. Been a pleasure to know, y'all. Know, y'all. And I'm letting you know I'm leaving. But God willing, I'll be back home to drop these heavy ass bags up my backbone. Around the world with a catalog of rap songs. My baby girl is walking, been away for that long. But no, you haven't, well, at least it's how it seemed to me. My hometown is like a whole different scenery. The old timers on the stoop leaning leisurely. The new jacks up in the park smoking greenery. Easily taken for granted when you up in it, but it's sweet sinning when you been down for a minute. Move around city limits, break them down with the vintage, the N.O. vintage, classical B-boy image, collect the winners, cause that's the reason that we came here. This thing is not a game here, the fortune, not the fame here. From New York to the Cadillacs, Cali in the Cadillac, Chicago, know we innovate, infiltrate Virginia State, DC make me stimulate, Philly know we penetrate, Georgia make us generate, let's set a date to get the pace. They celebrate on my jams in foreign lands, even your mans in Japan know who I am. Minasan, make everybody out in the pan say Ichiban, make yard man, but where you get it from? Phenomenon, excuse me, that's a phone call. It's a show, y'all. Trying to get this dough, y'all. About to blow, y'all. Been a pleasure to know y'all. And I'm letting you know I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know if I'll be back again. Kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you know I'll never go. Even though you know I will, I'm a traveling man. Moving through places, space and time. I got a lot of things I got to do, but inshallah I'm coming back to you. Baby boo, I'm leaving. I'll be back to you. I'm leaving. I'll be back to you. Over the world we go. DC, all over the world we go. VA, all over the world we go. The Cadillacs, all over the world we go. London, all over the world we go. Japan, we go. Over the world we go. Paris, we go. Over the world we go.
What's wrong?
I haven't slept in a year.
Yeah. It's crazy out here, man. Out for this blood money. You know what I'm saying? Niggas after my head. Hating on me, hating on the position I play. You know what I'm saying? Police after me too. It ain't nothing but a street saga, police drama. Real life cops and robbers. It ain't nothing but a street saga, police drama. Real life cops and robbers. It ain't nothing but a street saga, police drama. Real life cops and robbers. It ain't nothing but a street saga, police drama. Real life cops and robbers. Word is born, you couldn't even see the type of shit I'm on. Your life was gone like a skin popping heroin fiend. With 40 dreams, booby trap schemes for cream. They be frontin' wanting nothing but a mansion or a limousine. I ain't impressed by the TV, I want reality. Like LeBron James, 7-figure salary. Fuck the blocks, dog niggas attract cops. Can't afford losses like throwing the rocks a chop. It's my profits, hustling, I can't stop it, it's like a disease. I fiend in my sleep for more G's. I roll with killers, stick up kids, mainly drug dealers. Plotting on the big willas, on bad news gorillas. I analyze my players from old headers who told Berettas to get cheddar, sip Don P, the ace and better. I'm learning from all the OG eras. Mistake number one is thinking niggas get money together. It ain't nothing but a street saga, police drama. Real life cops and robbers. It ain't nothing but a street saga, police drama. Real life cops and robbers. It ain't nothing but a street saga, police drama. Real life cops and robbers. It ain't nothing but a street saga, police drama. Real life cops and robbers. The golden rule
Yeah. Welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar.
Salute.
Salute. Don't forget to check out our, what you call it, apparel. I always call it apparel.
There you go. Yeah.
But our apparel.
Got it right.
Chitty is rocking it. He rocking our vintage. And
I have a hoodie or sweatshirt.
Elbows. Dave is rocking it.
Usually they're ashy. So
Dave
good
is
job.
rocking the V-neck. Check how the cleavage is showing people. Dave is
like ladies.
I didn't get a V-neck. I didn't get a
Buddy,
V-neck.
did you go to that same Pride Parade or something? You checking out my cleavage?
I'm trying to get your attention. Anyway, you can order these shirts online at openbartuesdays@gmail.com. Part of the proceeds to benefit local charities. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at WLVS Radio. There you can see all the wonderful stations, other stations that WLVS has to offer. Not only this great show.
Oh yeah.
Some good shows.
Yeah,
Other great
absolutely.
stations
Awesome.
or other great shows?
You guys,
Other shows. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
the question just said, we welcome transplants into DC as long as they don't want to change the culture. And someone transplants, and someone just commented on my live feed and said, I'm new here, I go to Bowie State, and I said, welcome, and that was the response. How are you all feeling about the colonization of the District of Columbia?
Colonization.
Hold on. My thing about, first of all, what are you talking about?
DC.
What is transplants?
And Bowie State is not in D.C. That's in Maryland.
Well, they moved to D.C. and go to school in Maryland, so that happens often as well. But we're talking
it's
about
the metropolitan
people,
area. Okay.
Oh, you talking about like
people who moved,
different gender
people,
taking over?
No.
Transplant. Like I'm a transplant. I moved here
from somewhere else.
Yes.
Oh.
and
That's
that's
what
been
it
happening forever.
Well, you know what?
I'm a freaking transplant.
I look at it.
So
This is the America. This is America. This is the United States. This is the, what do you call it? The
land of the free.
Land of the free.
Yeah.
So
Is it really the
why
land of
not
the free?
Why not come and make a better place for yourself?
And so that's the challenge that we're having. I got a call 2 days ago about a Metro PCS store at the corner of, right down the bottom of the hill from here, at the corner of 7th and 7th and Florida Avenue. Georgia and Florida, because 7 transitions to Georgia. Yeah. So right there, that intersection. And you guys know they play go-go music there, loud all the time. I mean, it is just a part of the culture. Like, you have to turn your music down to pay respect to ride past that intersection. It is just a known reality.
It's always been there.
Okay.
There's new development there, and there are people who just moved to the area. Now, here's the challenge, right? You go to visit the community before you move there. You know what's happening in that community before you get there. And so you decide that I hear the music anyway, well, I'm going to get there and try to change it. And so that's what happened in this case, that these people moved here to the new development around this area, and they decided that they were going to not only try to stop the music and mute the city, but they wanted to force the landlord, which was T-Mobile in this case, threaten a lawsuit that if they didn't mute their franchisee, that they were going to sue them.
Okay, my thing is this. One, it's not a thing from the D.C. government, right? So the problem is with T-Mobile, per se.
Well, the
because
challenge is with people moving into the city trying to change the culture.
But that's not a government issue right
We're
there.
not saying that it's government. We're just saying that.
But it is a business issue, right? And well, it's not
gentrification. Hashtag.
I mean, you can say it's gentrification, but the thing about it is, right? If you don't own the building, right, you can't say so.
You're going to make me dive a little bit deeper because I posted about that.
Even if you look at here, Listen Vision.
Ownership is a challenge when it comes to black and white in the city.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But,
you know,
but
so
Sharice, what I want to say is, like, even look at here at Listen Vision. After 8 o'clock, around 8, 9 o'clock,
they stop
They
playing
bring the
music
speakers
outside.
in.
Yeah.
They bring the speakers inside. You
Well,
know,
they're
because
closed
but they're closed at
They're closed
at
now.
8 or 9 o'clock.
This is during the
They're only
day.
playing this during the day.
But hold on. Also, the normal DC ordinance is after 9:30. You can't play.
Yeah, and they've
amplified
always
music.
been in compliance.
But they've been in compliance.
They've always been in compliance.
No doubt. I understand that. So,
Always
so,
been in
so
compliance.
I feel like what Sharice's.
when they
What?
bought the place, the music was playing.
Sure.
They
no.
didn't
That's
buy.
my point.
But it's not. But they didn't buy the place.
Well, excuse me.
rent the
No,
place.
well, so I don't
Okay.
know if they're condos or
Okay.
apartments. Are those condos over there?
Those are
Those are
apartments.
newly
Those are
developed.
condos.
Those are
They're
apartments.
newly
condos.
developed condos.
Shade are apartments.
Okay.
They're
so-
newly developed
They're
condos.
apartments.
So
$1 million.
No, they're not.
Grab a mic.
No, they're not.
Grab a mic.
No, they're not.
With that being said, I don't care how much money it is. That music was playing
when you decide to move there.
So you say
The
okay.
music's playing
Let me be
when
clear.
you
Let me-
move
I don't
there.
care how much money you have.
Hold up.
How much
But
money you
what
have.
I'm saying is
You have
this.
that same amount of money to go ahead and
So
kick
let me be
rocks.
clear.
Yeah.
Let me be clear. Let me be clear. You saying
can't change
no? Let
the
me be
culture
clear.
of DC.
Let me be clear what you're saying.
But it's not the culture of DC.
It is the culture of the District of Columbia.
What I'm saying is
It's the
this.
culture.
If it was the culture of DC, right, that would be something that the government is taking issue with.
The government is taking issue. The mayor has even stepped up to say
What I'm
that
saying
she's
is
in
this.
favor.
What I'm saying is this. It's the business problem. It's the business owner's problem.
so the
it's
business
not.
owner-
That's
It's
how
not.
they're trying to get it. They're trying
No.
to make it
All right, hold on one second. Let me make something clear real quick.
Right.
Because they
Make it clear, Pastor.
The point Sharice is making is she's saying that the people who have now relocated into DC, who not necessarily from here, who don't have their roots in go-go, they are basically they're starting they are the
Pushing the culture.
They're the
out.
colonizers.
They're the thing. I don't want to go that far. I want to say
You don't have to go that far.
They are the ones who are initiating the complaint about the music and
Because they don't understand
wanting it
it.
to stop. So,
But I understand
So,
that.
so why
But
are you
they-
talking about government when
What
that's
I'm
the
saying is-
issue you're asking about?
What I'm saying is this, right? They're not initiating the thing from the government standpoint.
They're not.
They're,
Yeah, right.
they're
But we're not- we're
initiating
talking about
from a business
gentrification
standpoint.
here.
What
Hold on,
I'm
hold on.
saying is this.
Hold on.
It's not a.
You saying government and business? I think when you put it in those terms, government and business, that's not what we're talking about.
Right.
She's talking about the fact that that they're complaining about something
That's
that
been
the
around
homegrown
for
citizens
years.
of
Here-
DC
here's-
I understand
find to
that.
be. We
Here's
find
the
to be
thing.
perfectly.
And they
Oh,
knew
hold
that
on.
when they moved in.
We find it to be
They knew that
okay.
when they moved in.
But people who are
But-
not from here are complaining about it.
Here's
I'm
the
not,
thing,
I'm
here-
not saying. Y'all
Sign
missing
the
what I'm saying.
petition. The petition's in my bio. Visit Crawford at Large on Instagram. I
You know what I'm
shared
saying?
it on
So
Twitter.
it's not whether it's
Real-
government or
real-
business though.
real
It ain't
quick,
about business or
Pastor
government.
Dave.
Real
Instagram
quick,
at
Pastor
Crawford at
Dave.
Large.
I want to hear from a legal standpoint. Where do they stand from our legal group?
So this is a situation. The building that the complaint came from, or buildings, weren't there 5 years ago.
Okay.
They
It was
weren't there
actually
a while
flea
ago.
market.
Okay.
They were built new construction, and people moved in,
Okay.
and people are saying, "I don't like this loud music during the day."
Okay.
And and to be honest, every time I drove, I've been in DC area since 2000.
And you went to
since
Howard?
96, went to Howard Law, and I drove by the area many times, and I've always like, all right, it's too loud.
Okay.
I don't like it, but
See?
I don't stop it. I never complained about it. The thing is, it's been going on for so long, and it plays such a distinctive DC music,
Right.
that it feels to DC like they're attacking
like it's
DC's
right.
culture.
It's like going to Bourbon Street
part of
and
it
you
is-
telling them the jazz is too loud.
Right.
Where is that going to happen?
Can I?
It's not quite.
Can I?
It's not
One-
quite that. But
one-
everyone has a right to quiet and peace and enjoyment of their property, right?
Right.
So they have a right to complain. They have a right to play it, but they also have a right to complain. I think overall they should be able to play it, probably at a lower volume that they've been playing it.
They've always been in compliance.
Well,
My thing
No,
is
it-
this, right?
let me
My
see.
thing about this is
What-
two clubs,
hold on.
right or three that have rooftops that are right across the street from the apartments themselves.
But
Right.
they're not. But they're not,
and they play it
they're
at
not
night.
loud- But they're not
Let me-
loud at.
You
Let-
move
Yes, they
into
are.
the busiest
3 in the
district
afternoon.
in the entire
hold on one
city
second.
They are.
Hold on
to
one second. Let's
complain
have
about
some sort of
noise.
order.
Ron,
Tito,
right,
go
you're
ahead.
right.
Ron,
Go
Ron,
ahead.
here's
Because
the
nighttime
thing.
is loud.
Here's what they can do, and I'm asking Tito this: is it possible for the owners of the building to get the building registered as a historical landmark? Therefore, they're protected from ordinance laws and complaints from the community,
That's a
etc.
good
Is that
Well,
possible?
well,
They don't own the building.
because They don't own the building. Sprint
T-Mobile
PCS
doesn't own it.
T-Mobile, they released. They probably leased the building.
So-
the owner is someone different who probably.
Yeah, of
didn't-
course.
and that's what I'm trying to find
And
out.
to quote on to go off of what, even though we can all sit here and agree that gentrification is
It's
bad.
real.
It's real
Yeah.
and it's bad.
Okay,
we all
right, it's
hate
real.
it.
Okay, right,
However, there is no law stating that you can't stop me, a businessman, from moving into the area with my $1 million in my pocket and buying the whole block and painting it whatever color I want to paint it.
unless it's
And
already
it's no laws protecting us against that type of stuff.
Well, this is true.
And we all agree it's bad, but how do we fix it?
This is true. Well, I mean, I don't know that there's really a fix for it because
yes, it is.
No,
you invest in your own community.
Hold on.
Well, that's true.
Well,
that's true.
I mean, okay. That sounds like the reparations argument. I'm like, it's a little far away.
We're definitely in reparations.
It's not
I
about
will definitely
reparations.
consider. As a matter of fact, Cory Booker
you're
is
investing
introducing reparations in the Senate. We have a bill in Congress. We're going
Cory
to
Booker,
pursue that. We're going to pursue that in
gonna be
City
out of a seat
Council.
in the Senate.
We're going to pursue that with the Attorney General. So people can look the
I'll
other
get the
way.
reparations.
People can say, "Oh, that's a thing of the past." No, it's a thing of the present.
Can I
because
get
there
my
are
40
more
acres?
people. There are more people, and it's not even a sense of 40 acres.
But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about. I'm not one trying to argue those 2 points. I just want to say that it doesn't look like it's an easy way to solve it, right? Because the law says you can't play amplified music after 9:30 in DC, right?
And they've been in
so
compliance.
they've been in compliance, exactly, and they've been in compliance. But this is the thing, see, it happens with politics all the time. Even though you might be obeying the rules, this happens to black people all the time. You can obey the rules, but they'll still they'll set different rules and different traps in place, basically, because they're basically trying to get rid of them from playing the music, period. It ain't about them complying with the
Pastor. Meanwhile, at the same time they were trying to get this owner to stop playing their music, there was a Caucasian band playing equally as loud across the street in the flea market space. Every day, they're setting up their own little shop, of their own little performing band.
Go ahead and say.
But also, it goes. I'm gonna say this. It goes into what I was saying earlier.
Who moves into the busiest part of the city to say it's too loud?
The
Who
best
does that?
way is to really invest in your community, and it's not about reparations. It's just paying attention to your community, and let's keep it honest. Let's be real about that.
That's true.
Black folk, I love us, but we don't invest in our community.
We move out. We get money. We move out.
Let's talk about the numbers. Let's talk about the numbers here, right? Because black ownership period is still as low as it was as at the time when black ownership was illegal. Let's be very clear that there were laws that stated it was against the law for you to own land, for you to own property. There were laws. As a matter of fact, a good girlfriend of mine showed me a deed that the land in itself could not be bought by a black person. So we're not going to go talking to the generational impact of that. Then we can't just talk about, the black people need to own. The black people are still pulling themselves up by the bootstraps that we don't have.
Well, I have to admit, I grew up in 58 East Capitol Street, D.C., and I got my house in Fort Washington. We're going to go to another.
Okay, hold on.
There is a generational gap. And there's a lack of being aware financially.
Okay, so yes, look, just to put a cap on what we're talking about, I think at the end of the day is that it's too late. We're talking about solving something that we should have been talking about solving before we got to this point, right?
Because we're here now because my parents weren't as educated as I was. They didn't have as much information as I have. So we're here now, 400 years later.
But even being here now, what I'm saying is that we have to still embrace change. The city has changed.
Right.
Things are changing. So every
change is inevitable.
So the things that used to be regular in the everyday are going to change, and we have to create new traditions, right?
And on that note, DC wasn't always Chocolate City. It became Chocolate City in the 60s, 70s.
Yeah, exactly.
So it wasn't always.
And then another thing,
it'll change before, and it'll change again. It might
exactly.
Another thing,
City now.
Another thing, Tito, I want to
Smoker
say.
City now.
If you remember back, and I hate to bring this up, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of bad emails about doing when Martin Luther King.
Nobody's gonna eat.
No one knows your email.
Let's talk about when Martin Luther King got assassinated, right?
Okay.
Where did he get assassinated in?
And so my thing is, and let's even talk about DC when it was Chocolate City, how the riots, how we messed up our own community versus going in. No, what?
No, go ahead and don't. Before you say we messed up our own communities, our communities were burned down and torn down by the powers that be when they saw that black people were living independently and building their own wealth.
So
Black Wall Street was burnt down. It was riots on Wall Street. So let's be very clear that black people didn't just show up to start terrorizing their own communities.
No, Sharice, you missed this point. When Martin Luther King got shot, black people did riot in D.C. and burn. 8th Street got destroyed.
Poor black people, but it also started.
But his point was that when Martin Luther King got shot, that our response was to riot and tear
Our
down
own
our own
community.
barbershops.
It
and so like
wasn't a value.
See,
in
but
the
that was the
community.
story being told. But there's always implants.
My
Was
mama
you there?
Implants.
My mama
There's
was there.
always
She told me.
infiltrators of the system. Let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. Malcolm X said this, and this is probably why they killed him. Malcolm X said they will always find a way to pick one of us just to say it was one of us. So let's be very clear that they've been infiltrating our systems and showing up and breaking down and tearing down our communities.
I know, but
long before.
Yeah, the records to show you that the whole streets where black people live was burnt down.
But that doesn't mean that it was led
All right,
by
but
black
Did
people.
you finish your point? Because
I
you were
can't forget what it was.
Go ahead and finish your
that
point.
point. Okay, because
I can't remember what it was.
okay.
Can you help me? Because you were kind of leading to it.
The point is that store playing the music became a part of that area.
Yeah, it is. It
Right.
is.
But then they built new buildings there, and the area's culture is
It's
changing.
changed. It's changed. And listen, and that's all I'm
Because
saying
new
is that
people live there
ultimately
now.
we have to
No.
embrace the fact there are areas that used to be all black. Then
No.
they became.
You are not going to
Hold
tell
on,
me. I
hold
want
on.
to be
Then
clear.
they became.
You will
then
not
they
tell
became-
me
then
that
they
these
became
new
all African.
businesses are going to
They
come
they
in,
became
buy
all
the block
African,
up.
and then those areas became all Latino. There are areas that have literally changed over the last 40
No.
years.
I'm gonna say
And-
this.
and-
My sister's. I'm sorry to interrupt. My sister's boss, he's council member over Ward 1,
Mhm.
which used to cover pretty much the majority of DC. You know, as time progressed, more and more of that liberal white community started to
Right.
move in. You know, salute to them. I'm
And
not
it
knocking
changes.
them.
It changed things.
And he was subsequently voted out for a guy who replaced him. The guy was from Scott. He was an openly gay lawyer.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but
he was an openly gay lawyer from Scotland who came to who came to the community.
I'm with you.
And basically gradually kind of built up
You're not talking
in
about
this
R&B Jim
community,
Graham, are you?
and it changed the culture. And he was voted out of his seat.
Well, you guys.
I stand by my
we
statement.
gotta move on.
Hashtag don't mute
Congratulations on your
DC.
statement. I love it. I
Check
bet.
the link in my bio at Crawford at Large.
got you.
Sign the petition. We have
Go ahead,
thousands
sister.
of signatures right now.
And shout out to
We're
all the
not
go-go
muting
bands out
DC.
there.
The mayor is standing behind this. Council is standing
Can you
behind
get her
this.
on the show?
The council member
Can you get
behind.
her on the show?
We'll talk about that at
Talk about
the
that
show.
later.
So that's my position. Don't mute DC.
Sharice, you are doing such a great job.
Not the mayor who don't like mumble
restorative
sauce.
justice.
Sharice, you are doing such a great job in our community. I'm so glad you're a part of our family. You keeping
Thank
us
you.
involved.
I try.
And we're gonna definitely make sure we put that stuff on our
Wha-
Facebook.
so
I know
why
we
does
say
it-
that all the time.
does it
No,
make-
we're gonna move on because y'all gonna keep
Moving
it.
right
Hey,
Here we go.
I know. I just
Moving
want
on.
to cap it with the
With
fact
what?
that everything changes, right?
Everything must change.
Yeah,
think about it, right?
hold on. Everything
Nah,
changes,
stop
and
it again.
and the
I
hard
can't do
part
it. I
about
can't
it
do
is
it.
that it's a very
can't do it.
living a good life becomes very difficult when you're planting your feet in the ground and trying to stay where we were. Like the days of Marion Barry and when Chuck Brown had the city a certain way. That was that moment.
But this is west northwest. This isn't even east of the
No,
river.
no,
Think
but-
about
but
it, right?
no, no,
Think
no,
about
if-
how
I'm just
many
trying to make your
nightclubs.
point that you-
If you're
let me be
paying-
clear. Let
if
me be
you're
clear
paying-
about what happened on
if
the
you're
corridor.
paying $4,000 a month
At
in
Florida
rent,
and Georgia
you want me to be
Avenue,
quiet.
there have been more nightclubs put right in that spot, more after hours activities, more more partying
And
spots.
we agree
right
with you.
there in that
We
spot.
agree with
So
you.
We're
excuse
agreeing.
me,
We in
excuse
agree.
me, Let me
Don't
finish
agree
the
with
thought. So you won't say that the culture that was there before you needs to go, but we'll proceed with our new culture to supplement what's been there before. I will not stand by that.
Wait, hold on. If you say that, no.
Yes.
No. If you
We
say
do.
that,
Yeah, that's the problem.
Well,
Say it again, sister.
change is inevitable.
hold
Change
on.
is inevitable.
and that's my only point to you. My only point is-
Nobody wear bell bottoms no more.
wait, Ron. The
You hear?
thing is,
Nobody wear. Everything changes.
Everything
Anyway.
changes.
All right,
Anyway,
it is.
Everything changes. Everything
U
changes.
Street and A Street were different before they were different.
Georgetown
We
used to
were
be
close.
predominantly
Yes, it was.
black.
You guys-
Southeast used to be
A Street,
predominantly
you
white.
guys,
She
we're
was
gonna
all
go to a
white,
quick break.
then
We
it
come
became
right
all
back.
black.
We're gonna
Yes.
talk
Now it's all
about.
mixed.
Everybody, I want y'all to hear this. When we come back, we're gonna talk about that whole scandal with the school thing. Of course, the woman from
Do
Shameless.
we really
right?
have to talk about
Because
that?
I want to get a legal. I want to get it from a legal aspect.
We
what
already
she's
had
looking
that.
up. No, we didn't get the action because we know she's going to
Education
jail.
reform.
There's new charges today.
Throw the whole system away. We
I
need
wanna-
to start over.
You don't know anything about that?
No, there were new charges.
The new charges. So I want you to talk about that when we come right back. Give us a call at 202-656-1 bar.
bar.
Salute!
Salute.
Why don't you just chill?
Just chill out a little bit.
Why don't you just chill out?
Why don't you just chill out and listen?
You got things on your mind that worry you? Keep you awake?
No, I just don't sleep much.
You don't sleep?
I don't sleep. I don't sleep much. I don't sleep.
Boom bap rhythm for rap is baptism, and it might save souls if masses had listened.
Is your pride? Is your pride? It's your ego. It's your effort. It's your drive to make it work. It's persistence. It's resilience. It's desire to be first. But it's your hunger. It's your thirst. But let the milk get what it's worth. I see the light. I see the light. I see the
What happened?
Fight at strip club. What's up?
Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuning into the open bar.
Salute.
Salute. Of course, we're sipping on the
Salute.
apple martini cocktail.
Good job.
It's
Is-
not
is-
a,
is-
Hold on.
it's
Take
not
that
a martini because it's got ice in
Okay,
it.
The
so the
inflection off
apple
that
cocktail.
cocktail.
Only at
Just
open
say
bar.
drink.
Only open bar.
Only at open bar.
Just say drink. Take the inflection off that cocktail.
Well, a cocktail usually have ice in it.
put a little too much emphasis.
Would you put too much emphasis on the cock?
The cock.
And the tail.
Exactly.
Well, I didn't mean to turn y'all on. My bad. You know. Pause.
No.
Pause.
It may have turned you on.
Turn me up on pause,
didn't.
please.
Pause.
You didn't. We just wanted to roll off your
Pause.
tongue. But
Roll off. Pause. What is going on? It's pandemonium in here, people. I'm just kidding. Anyway, we sipping on it. Made with our choice of vodka. What's this brand this week?
Smirnoff.
Smirnoff vodka, along with a splash of triple
Award-winning.
sec, apple pucker, ginger ale, and sweet and sour mix. Definitely a great,
All
smooth
right.
cocktail.
Good job.
We're doing it. Anyway, another thing was going on this week. Of course, Felicia Huffman. Everybody that is.
The Yale scandal.
They're doing the
Dun,
Yale
dun,
scandal.
Isn't it
dun.
Felicity?
Who? It's Felicity or Felicia?
It's
Felicity.
it's the college tuition scandal period in general.
Well, today,
Many colleges
of course,
were involved.
Of course, there was several people. There's new judgments came. Felicity is her name, Huffman. She's the wife, Shameless, that stars in Shameless, which was one of my favorite shows.
Mm-hmm.
She actually pleaded guilty today. She's almost about to receive 1 year in prison. Now the other lady,
That's it?
yeah, but the other lady,
If she were a black woman, she would be going to jail for 10 years.
you funny, but the other Lori
Loughlin.
who was Aunt Becky on Full House. Her and her husband is a fashion designer.
Mosimo.
They're about to get, but they're going to get more time because they're getting set up for like money laundering. Can you tell us more about that, Tito?
Yeah, correct. So they were charges of money laundering and wire fraud because they used because the amount of money that she spent compared to
Well, she had two
Felicity?
girls, right? She had
The amount of
twins.
money she spent for the scandal, right?
I think Felicity spent $15,000, something like that.
Yeah.
And Miss Laughlin and Mosimo, her husband, they spent like $500,000 to get their two daughters into UCLA.
Yeah.
And that's not in tuition fees and transportation either.
Yeah. So they're now being charged with additional charges from what they were a week or two ago.
Which is because she turned down the plea deal,
they
right?
used probably because of that, and probably they used the money that they gave to the man who was running the system,
right,
to a fake charity for fraudulent purposes, and they wired and sent money back through the bank accounts, and it was paid off as bribes. That's illegal to do.
Yep.
Wow.
So they have additional charges. So they're facing additional penalties because of it.
So you think she's going to go to jail and get community service?
No.
They all need to go to jail.
They're going to make an example of a lot of these people.
Wow.
Bullshit.
But Aunt Becky don't need to go to jail.
Aunt Becky, especially Aunt Becky, needs
Why
to go to
Aunt
jail.
Becky don't need to go to
Y'all
jail?
hear that?
Aunt Becky needs to go to jail. I loved Full House growing up, and Aunt Becky needs to go to jail.
Aunt Becky don't need to go to jail.
Aunt Becky needs to go to jail. Petty Patty needs to go to jail.
Why though?
Those other
because
false
let me be
police
honest. Let me
claims.
be clear. No, let me tell
No,
you.
there needs to be an example made that this justice
No, but
system,
I'm just saying you can't
that
say
this
that.
justice system does not. No, I said justice
MAGA,
system.
nigga!
I did not say the gay
Justice.
Tupac. I said justice system.
The gay Tupac.
That's what he called himself. Self-proclaimed. He self-proclaimed himself
not
as a
Tupac.
gay
I'm
gay
Tupac.
Tupac.
The words
Everybody needs
express
to go
that
to
of
jail.
Sharice is not that of the open bar.
And then they're not, and then kick those kids out of school and let them
I
go
think
have
that-
to reapply independally, because if this were
First
black
of-
children
yeah.
that were playing a
First of
scandal
all-
First of all,
or prank
ain't no
in
black
school,
parents paying that type of money for their kids.
because
to go
guess
to-
what's happening? They can't afford to
Why
pay
go
that
to
kind of
school?
money to be a scandal.
But let me tell you
So,
this.
Go to
there
Everest
are no
Tech.
degrees,
Let me be honest,
and
though.
they all need to go to jail.
Put some
But
respect
no,
on
let
their
me
name.
let me be honest. Now, as a parent, I probably, if I can afford it, I probably would do whatever I could to get my child the best education too.
There are people in
So-
jail. There are black people in jail right now simply because they cannot afford to post bond. They cannot afford to bail themselves out over
very
charges of running traffic tickets, over minor fees.
Come on,
Send
preach.
them all to jail.
Becky shouldn't go to goddamn jail. I'm
Send
sorry.
Aunt Becky to jail.
She should, but here's the thing though. Like, there's ways to do it legally, like the way Dr. Dre did it. He gave UCLA like 70 mil.
He built a program.
And then posted on Instagram after this whole scandal broke out that my kids get in on their own merit. You gave that school $70 million.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was
not
legal.
denied.
An endowment.
It's different.
An
It's
endowment.
different, but the same.
An endowment is building curriculums in schools. I went to a historically black
Yes.
college and university.
He did.
And we solely depended on endowments from people who graduated who were
Is that a
able to
reason
build
to
curriculums.
make your child to school though?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what
I'm
he's saying.
that-
So
I'm
he
saying
did it
that-
the legal way.
So okay, fine. Whatever the legalities are, if these were black people that committed the same crime, they will be going to jail.
Yeah, of course.
You don't have a mic.
And they will pay all the fines back.
She had her children posing as if they were,
So she
and
committed-
as athletes.
Yes.
It wasn't just
And
money
they weren't
laundering.
even athletes.
They wasn't money laundering. It was fraud.
jail.
It was about.
So that's stealing.
So
They photoshopped them.
And
on,
then
on,
you
on
look at
South
the honors
pictures.
club. That's all the kids that are working their butt off because that's the only way they can afford to get into these universities because they have to work. They have to be
Okay.
the smartest.
All
They
right.
have to
Agreed.
be. They have to be. Black children have to be 10 times better than their white counterpart. So yes, send them to jail.
Okay, because we.
So we saying
don't need to
the
relitigate
question
the
is
whole-
Becky. They want. I say Aunt Becky shouldn't go to jail. I think they should just slap her hand.
No, send her.
But well,
That's not gonna happen.
But you know what?
She's getting 24 months with 20 with 20 months suspended.
I would say this. I think Tito said something.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. She's gonna do
She's
4 months
gonna
in
do
jail,
24 months.
and she's gonna pay a $3 million fine.
She gonna do 24 months.
And
23
those kids
months.
are no longer enrolled in those schools because they're taking up a slot from a kid that actually earned the slot. That's
The
actually
semester's over with,
intelligent.
so it doesn't matter.
There's
But here's
actually
the thing.
no,
I
because they
think-
had to go through a full 4-year program.
Okay,
But I'm saying the semester's over.
The
with.
semester and the year is the different thing because they're not going to be readmitted.
Hold on, let's hear what Pastor got to say right
First of
quick.
all, I got that type of money. I ain't paying for my kids to go to
Come on,
school.
Pastor.
Shit, I'm gonna give them the money and the
Dave.
hell let them fuck it up anyway because they fucking up in school anyway. Have a job. So why the fuck not?
Wait a minute, language.
Go ahead, Pastor.
1 second, sweetie. Let's hear about Pastor. Pastor got to say.
Reddit's so mad.
I don't even know what just happened. They were like cuss words for no reason.
I'm just saying. I think Tito said something that
Community
is
college
key,
is free.
Is key in the whole conversation. He said to do it, which is I think this is the point, the overall point about the United States, right? And that is that most people cheat on their taxes, but they find legal ways to do it. And while everybody's being kind of self-righteous about how these kids got paid to get in school, a lot of kids get accepted because their mother knows the admissions officer.
That's-
Or a dean or something.
It happens. It happens across. It happens across. It happens across. It happens across the board all the time. Who you know really does matter. And the reason why Lori Loughlin thought it wasn't going to be a big thing is because this stuff happens all of the time.
Culturally,
You find-
it's been accepted for so long, and on top
All
of
the
that,
time.
it's
done all the time.
It's wrong. It's
And
wrong.
The problem is, the problem with this situation is the school didn't get paid. Some other nigga got paid.
No, the bigger problem is,
and the
back
coaches
to
got
my
paid.
original point. If these were black people caught with the same crimes, black people by statistics speaking are
Well, we know that's
facing
true.
penalties
We know that's true.
10
We know
times
that. We know
higher
that. Yeah.
than their white
We know that.
counterpart.
Correct.
So the bottom line is they got caught in this scandal, and they need to go to jail.
It looked like they are. So we'll see.
No,
that.
they're not.
We're gonna stay up on that story. Pastor, what we gonna talk about when we come back?
Most of them are white.
What we gonna talk about when we come back, PDO?
Man, I hope we can talk about this.
Go ahead. You got a whole half an hour now.
Submission and chivalry.
I like the
Ooh,
conversation.
that's gonna be hot.
Chivalry is not dead.
Give us a call at 202-656-1 bar
Transition.
if you want to be a part of the conversation. Salute!
We're transitioning.
Keep you locked in. Strong, dead calm. A comfortable position's what I'm after. The illest. I never tire. Quit talking.
I bring ridiculous heat, the type of shit that make you flip in your seat and change schemes without skipping a beat. I'm a rebel like James Dean in a cinema feat. Up in the paper, see my face like I was missing for weeks. You talking shit, you probably losing your teeth, cause I forget.
Welcome to DC. You know where you're at, the USA Cup. You're taking it slightly, I'm taking it slightly. Now how you gon' act, oh you gon' be right back. Well we gon' be right here, You know where you're at, the USA Cup. You're taking it slightly, I'm taking it slightly. Now how you gon' act, oh you gon' be right back. Well we gon' be right here, We ain't going nowhere. Welcome to DC. DC, the home of Chuck Brown. Oh, you don't know the sound? Well, let me break it down. The G-O, the M-A, and B-O. See though, we've been pumping crank since an embryo. Really though, it's the city where people hold the power. And you can see 9 dimes every half an hour. Well, Luncheon and Joe is the lingo. And brothers rob, so ain't nobody rocking mink coats. Take you back to the madness had so how the city renamed Cigarette Shack, so how even the mayor had a running with crack. But we all kept it real and we voted them back. But we got no stars that spit on bars like BET wasn't birthed in our backyard. So our NEG, our essence in our backyard. The junkyard got us all going hard. You know where you're at, the USA Cup. You're taking it slightly, I'm taking it slightly. Now how you gon' act, oh you gon' be right back. Well we gon' be right here, You know where you're at, the USA Cup. You're taking it slightly, I'm taking it slightly. Now how you gon' act, oh you gon' be right back. Well we gon' be right here, We ain't going nowhere. Welcome to DC. I'm from the city to district. I own up to it, but right now I got a real big bone to pick. When this industry gon' let us get some ownership, we gotta take it, huh? Well, we own it then. This ain't a hit and run, no, we're not an accident. More like a hit and hold, sorta like we tackling. And we crank so hard cause we be practicing. And this is just the beginning, Slim. We just scrimmages, so lace up your Nike boots and pass with the Timberlands. When them brothers off the boat like they Gilligan, with a condition that we living in, got us fighting over land it ain't ours like cowboys and Indians. So football, yup, cowboys and Indians. And politics, yup, cowboys and idiots. But much love to VA and MD, that's why the new DC is the DMV. You know where you're at, the USA Cup. You're taking it slightly, I'm taking it slightly. Now how you gon' act, oh you gon' be right back. Well we gon' be right here, You know where you're at, the USA Cup. You're taking it slightly, I'm taking it slightly. Now how you gon' act, oh you gon' be right back. Well we gon' be right here, We ain't going nowhere. Welcome to DC. We ain't going nowhere. Welcome to DC. Truth is, this here's proof there's room to take it up a few years. Give us a few years. Let us test some ears. We be a brand new best of this. Scoring 100 on your question is. Cause if the question is we the truth, then check the air. Cause if you check the know, somebody better check the air. Or check the water cause it's something in it. We can't afford to be Bush, it's only one in the district.
We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We gon' be right here. We ain't going.
Let's see the whole room real quick.
Welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar.
Salud.
Salud. Of course, we're sipping on the apple martini cocktail. Did I do that better? It was a little fast.
No, because you still emphasizing on that cock.
Let's just call it Not cocktail.
Mixed drink.
Okay,
Mixed
mixed.
drink.
Why
Well,
don't you- yeah, thank you. Instead-
apple martini is a mixed drink.
You might
It's
as
a
well just say-
cocktail because it has ice in it.
The
I'm trying to
hood-
explain. I'm trying
Your
to.
ice
I'm
has
trying to
melted
help
because
y'all.
you.
I'm trying to help you people.
Ice.
That's because you want some cock too in your life.
And
Woo.
Okay,
Wait
so
a minute.
moving right along.
Wait a
to-
minute. Yo, of course, my favorite segment of our whole entire show is when
Drink of the
PDO is
day.
talking. Oh, I'm not an alcoholic.
Tisha, hey.
PDO is in the building. Our love guru. He's about to school us. What we gonna talk about, PDO?
Submission and chivalry.
Oh, for a woman or a man? No, I'm just playing.
Well, submission for women and chivalry for men.
Do women are they supposed to be chivalrous?
Right. That's a
No.
good question.
No.
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 Okay,
I'm just saying. I say no because the term actually was it was a medieval term, for knights actually, So but it morphed into something for men, and I think it represents something today, which is part of what I want to talk about with submission and chivalry is the whole point for me is updating those terms, right? I think I put up a post randomly the other day, and it was about submit to their man. Like a woman should submit to her guy. That's your guy, right? You should submit to him.
What does submission
And a lot of
look
people submission is exactly what it is, but I got lots of crazy feedback on that post. And one of the things that struck me is that I think when people hear the word submission, that's from a bygone time, right? Like,
So give us your definition. Let's start off with your definition of chivalry, and if you're saying that we need to expand the definition,
well,
what does that
not
look
just
like?
expand the definition. I'm just saying
chivalry or submission.
I think we need to define both terms if we're going to talk about them.
Yeah, I mean, well, absolutely, absolutely.
So
I mean,
I got right here. So, according to Wikipedia, chivalry or the chivalric code
Wikipedia
is
is
a formal
not a
varying
valid
code
source.
of conduct developed between 1170 and 1220, but never decided or summarized in a single document. Basically, it was the code of knights that transferred over. The code of knights.
Okay.
Transferred over into social norms that what men should do to protect and take care of.
So it was about.
Should protect. Oh wait, what did it say? Men should do. Wait, hold on, Pastor. Don't miss that part.
No. I'm saying
Provide and
listen.
Don't miss it,
Chivalry
Pastor.
is about courage. It's about honor.
Making up his own definition.
Yeah.
No.
in general
No.
sense,
You
it's
can
a-
you can
a
look up.
man-
You can look the definition up.
In general sense, a man should have a sense of honor and a sense of
It's
code.
it's honor. It's courage. It's a certain a care for the weakest and for the women that are in his life, the way he protects them and builds them. So that's what chivalry was. And basically what it was, it just described the natural role of a man, right? Like every man's going to look after his family, look after his girl, look after his children. That's just going to be a
Except
natural
for in
thing.
the
So why
animal
can't a
kingdom,
woman
when the
be
women
chivalrous?
go-
Why can't she
when
have
the
a moral
lion-
code?
Well, she
female
could,
lion
but we're
go
not
out.
limiting it to just protecting your
to
family
submit.
or whatever, because a woman can protect her family, but
Right.
Women,
again,
the king, the queen always protects the kingdom. It's
Well,
chess,
Pastor,
not
I think a
checkers.
woman can be chivalrous. And why I say a woman can be chivalrous is when I say that, meaning that they can be, how can I say it? What's the word? Grateful. So, like, if I'm chivalry for me, a man, we open doors.
If you're what?
So we open doors. But when you don't say to me, you're not being chivalrous. I think that's where I think.
You don't have. She doesn't have manners.
No, don't cloud the
Those are
definition.
manners.
I'm just saying for me, that's how a woman can be chivalrous.
so
to show
it-
some sort of gratitude.
Just have some manners, ladies.
Chivalry began,
It's okay to have
like,
manners.
as Pastor said,
And
with the
humans, it's
knights
okay to have
as
manners.
a code of moral system that knights
Shout out to
adhere
Vera.
to. So chivalry started as a code of moral and ethics that knights adopted, who back then were men. So it transformed to today, staying with men. Women, I don't think can be chivalrous. They can be polite.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
They can't be chivalrous.
So the
because
idea
it's
is
kind
the
of-
chivalry, and what
it's
I
a
would like,
gender thing.
and what I would like to do is I would like to
So you
update
telling
the
me
idea.
trying to say that these studs out here can't be chivalrous?
No,
And Pastor wants to change the definition to what?
I'm
What
not
you saying,
changing the
PDO?
definition.
What we
I
saying?
want to update the idea. So when you
You
think
can
about
update
chivalry,
Wikipedia.
Hold on. Let
so
him finish
so
his
when you
statement.
think
Let's
about
get through
when
it.
you
Go
think
ahead.
about chivalry,
Okay.
I think it's something that is a natural instinct to men. It
Right.
plays to our natural strength versus a woman's strength. Like there's no debate about that men are stronger than women, right?
Amen.
And so the idea is that those things that we can do that produce where we use our courage and we use that honor and things like that. that's what produces what we call chivalry. That way we stand in society, the way we're naturally built to do. And when you talk about submission from women, you know, it's funny when I say the word submission, it triggers some bad vibes and feelings from women, right?
They get mad. It
triggers so much, right? But the idea is, I want women to understand that submission. You have to respect and understand that we are in the 2019. So this is not the submission of the Old Testament Bible. This is not the submission of when men told women to shut up and be quiet.
And that's where I wanted to get at. As we are in 2019, a lot of the gender roles have merged in a sense, and a lot of the levels of respect between men and women have kind of shifted and changed. You just can no longer, like the old medieval perception of that had put women in these delicate flowers. She's too weak to think on her own.
Yeah,
very sexist position.
Yeah.
Nowadays, in modern times, women can hold their own.
Let me
just as
respond
well
to
as a
that when
man.
you're
They
finished.
can, but I guarantee you, every woman would appreciate you opening the door,
Yes.
pulling out their chair.
Yes.
Let me
Because-
respond.
Nah,
because-
some of them
because-
don't.
Because it does this. It shows that you're treating
You're
them with
speaking for
respect
yourself.
and honor. And that's where chivalry comes from.
So
from
let me
respect
say
and
this.
honor,
Let me say this.
not from a
I
place of
was
misogyny.
working with Pastor Wanda Cleakley. We're working on the state of Black mothers. Hashtag state
Not
of Black
Wanda.
mothers. Her name is Cleakley, Reverend Cleakley. And let me tell you this, okay? She's been a single mom her entire term of being a mom. Our children are grown. And she only knows how to do it herself. And when you have this kind of inherited trait of do it yourself, of figure it out on your own, where it is there's no male figure there to be the to reinforce what chivalry should look like. You have more and more women growing in the mentality of I got to do it myself. And so we were on a conference call on the way, while I was on the way here, and we ended the call laughing to say the state of Black woman is I'll just do it myself. Because
their battery
think
drawer
about
is off the chain,
how
I bet.
many men are displaced from the home.
Yes, but
think about how many
But when
men.
a man steps up and provides that, they appreciate it also.
But they scared. They be like, oh, they fight from it.
I've never had a woman tell me, "Don't open my doors for me. I open my own doors." Never had a woman tell me that.
But there are some
Never
out
would tell
here.
me, "Don't pull out my own chair. Don't pull my chair out." I don't want you to do that.
Okay, so hold on.
Yeah, well, you gotta hold on.
Grab his mic. There you go. You can come stand behind him if you want.
So I just wanted to say, my aunt, going with what you were saying.
Be chivalrous, motherfucker.
She was the same way.
Be chivalrous, motherfucker.
She had her son. He is now 32 years old. She thought he's going to do it on his own. She's going to do it on her own. I don't want to bring up any names, but he's a sheriff in Maryland and never saw his son. She did it on her own, didn't care about him, raised her child on her own.
Right.
He knew he had a son.
Right.
So that's the problem. And I understand what you were saying, that submissiveness. And I wish more men
That's not
would
chivalry,
show. No, you got to give that. He knew he had a son. He was there maybe like a couple months of his life and then went on. And now he's a sheriff in Maryland. Okay. And he's doing his own thing, got kids, all that. And his child is 30 plus. He don't see his child, never paid child support. And she always was the type, I don't need him. Don't want to take him for child support. I don't care. And that's the bad part. That's the sad part, that Black women have to feel that way, that they have to do it on their own. I need more men to show that chivalry coming through the door. And guess what? Maybe more women would be submissive. I believe full yoke. I would be submissive as long as we are equal yoke. That's it.
No, because I think they play off of each other. I think that if a man doesn't show chivalry in a relationship, it it does kind of neutralize the woman from being submissive. And if a woman is not submissive,
Mm-hmm.
it neutralizes sometimes his chivalry. You know what I'm saying? Him playing those roles. That I think because these things are more values than they are a position. I think you got to think of it more as a value than a position, right?
Exactly.
Right.
I'll say this. I have a story about this. When I was walking, I used to walk home from high school, right? And I used to walk home with a girl. Her name was Janelle, and she would be like, "Tito, you need to walk on the outside of the street." I'm like, "Why?"
There you go.
So and
My mama taught me that.
She gave me crazy reasons why, but she said when I didn't walk outside the street, she would punch me in the stomach, like walk outside. So and this is like
Teach 'em
10th
young.
grade. But from that lesson, even though the reason why she talked on the outside is because back in the day, people threw their trash out the window. Women had umbrellas and they hit the man first. That's the most ridiculous reason ever. What I think is more what drives me to make me walk on the outside is because when the woman walks on the outside, she's available as a streetwalker. And when the man's on the outside, no.
My dad
When the
always
man-
told
the
me
man's
that
on
the
the
car
outside-
would hit him first.
That too, but when the man's on the outside, she's taken and no one can approach her. So carrying that forward,
perspective.
When I walk outside, I'll walk on the outside to denote safety and concern for any female who walks with me.
I see everybody kind of honing in on the chivalry part and everything like that. So that's cool. But I want to make a real point about the submission, right? I want women to understand that when you hear the word submission, your natural instinct is probably going to go to a bygone definition of submission. And I need them to understand that if today you are dealing with any men who think you shouldn't have an opinion or what you think doesn't matter or that you should shut and be quiet, like you're with the wrong people. You
That's
know?
not submission.
Yeah.
That's not.
I agree.
That's control.
I agree.
Equal yoke with. Like, we are good.
I agree.
I would gladly.
If you're dealing with a real
Gladly
man,
submit
he's
to a
He's
man
not going to be treating you like
whom I equal yoke with.
Oh, did I do that? Oh. If you're dealing with a real man,
Little bass.
If you're dealing with a real man,
voice.
he is not going to treat you like what you think and what you say doesn't matter, and that you're his property. He's just not going to treat you like that, and especially in the 21st century. So if you're still with any men like that, whether it's your pastor, your father, your boyfriend, your husband, if you're dealing with dudes like that, you might want to rethink your whole relationship. You know, you want to rethink how you got that whole thing structured,
And
because
that's the importance of education, educating the person that you with on how you teach a person on how you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? If you're a
I
gentleman
believe
and
that.
you carrying yourself as a gentleman, as Tito was saying, he carries himself and he treats the women he's with. I treat, I'm a very gentleman person. I'm a treat when, I treat my lady very respectful.
right,
So, because I want to be treated respectful.
absolutely.
There are sometimes I have to tell him to
I'm
walk
savage.
on that side of the street.
He just snatched the mic from you. You allowed that.
He can go ahead and do what he wants. Sometimes he might just
He wanted to suppress the truth.
I'm like,
He wanted to suppress the truth.
hold up. You want to take that last,
She talking to Mike.
So,
that
so,
accent
so,
on
so
you.
hold on. For the ladies who are here, get the microphone. For the ladies who are here, like if you got a strong, good man, and he's smart and he's resourceful and all those things, do you have a problem like submitting to him?
No,
not at all.
hell no.
That's awesome. That's
You know,
awesome.
Because as long
that's
as,
really
as long
nice.
as women feel protected and they have direction and
Direction,
and they
protection,
understand
and
their
direction.
man,
Don't say that again, Tito.
yes, as long as they get protection
Direction
and
and-
direction from their man, then and most times they will follow. I'm not saying that women have to follow. Like my wife is strong and independent, and she makes maybe 80% of the decisions in the house.
Okay.
But the 20% are like the bigger ones that I make, and she trusts me on that.
Right.
So she has to trust you. You have to give her respect.
Trust is important.
She has to make you know that you have to let her know that what you're doing for them is in their best interest.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely right. Also, let me ask the ladies in the room this, and the ladies who are listening online, y'all can answer this question too. We got a young lady, friend Vera. She's in Italy listening. She's checking us out, commenting and everything.
Hello from Italy.
Arrivederci.
She's in
That's what you said.
Italy. No,
goodbye.
that's not Italian.
You
But
gotta take him to class.
so for the ladies who
Bienvenidos.
as far as submission goes, what do you think about a man who can't teach you anything? Like a man who can't teach, like he doesn't have anything to teach you. Like you're the thought. You know what I'm saying? He can't. He doesn't show you anything new. He doesn't introduce you to anything new. I think women find it difficult to respect or to stand under or submit to a man like that, right?
Yep.
But if you have a man
You
like
have nothing
that,
to say about that? You don't like a good dumb man?
no, women don't want no. They don't want no dumb man. I don't think no woman
I
wants.
disagree with that. I got a cousin.
No,
They
we're not gonna
love
talk about
him.
your cousin right now.
6'8". He's a country SOB. He's big. He's dumb, and the women love his ass.
They love him though, huh?
I'm telling you,
See,
I'm
no.
gonna say this also. I know too many women taking care of a nigga on the couch.
Okay.
You're right.
There are
But they will submit though. But they're submitting in that.
They are submitting to
They
him.
are submitting.
Well, there's some women who actually fall into a bad space, which is the project woman, right? She likes projects. She thinks she can change him and make him a better man. Like she thinks she can build him up and change him and transform him. They see all the red flags, but they figure I can handle that. I can fix that. And if he listens to what I
so
say,
let's go ahead and let's unpack that a little bit, because there are a lot of women looking for companionship regardless of who the man is. There are people who just cannot be alone. There are people who absolutely need to have a male figure or a woman figure
They need that
around
kitty
them.
cat taken care of. I
Period.
got you.
Right? But for women that are looking to build and be progressive and be productive, we want to learn and grow from our partners.
You don't just need your kitty cat taken care of. You need to learn
want
and
to
grow.
learn and grow
I got you, sister.
from our partners. And so I would encourage women, and to say that to raise your standards.
Wow.
Yeah, it's somebody
raise
that's
your
going to
standards.
support what you do.
And what do you do, honey?
And I have 1 minute
No,
left
no,
remaining.
I'm talking
I'm
about
a
you in general.
stripper.
Raise
in
your
the bedroom.
standards.
I'm talking about you in general.
Hashtag
Just kidding.
State of Black Mothers. Raise your standards and hashtag State of Black Mothers, because that goes right along in the lines of the theme of how women become single moms, of how women become running single parent households, and how are we coping? How are we dealing? And children are then raising themselves.
And
how do we end that
Well,
stigma?
On that,
say something right
I was
quickly?
raised by a single mother in an all-female house, and I am the most chivalrous person I know.
But I also want to say, black women need to stop
The most.
letting black men off.
What?
If y'all split up, y'all need to stop. Black women need to
girl, I thought you
hold
said
black
something else.
men accountable to what they do. Y'all made that baby together. Y'all need to help him. He needs to be held.
okay, but at least the thing is, you got to be clear about that statement you're making, because it's not but so much making you can do of a man. Like you can't make a man.
You can make him pay child support.
Well, I mean
Now
that
you
ain't
can't
making
find
him
him.
help you
Now
really
you
take care of the
can't
child.
find
I'm gonna also say this, because we kind of peeling off the topic and going.
Yeah, we off the topic. Yeah.
It's chivalry.
I'm sorry about that.
We're
y'all.
talking chivalry versus submission, and to
Versus submission.
Both.
But we're talking
yeah.
about both. It
Yeah.
goes both ways.
Yeah.
In order to be chivalrous, you got to be able to submit.
Who got to submit, the man or the
just in
woman?
general, in order to submit, you got to have a sense of courtesy and more. You got to have a moral code and respect for your man. If you don't want to use chivalry in terms for ladies.
So I have a test. It's the old test. Everyone knows this from Bronx Tale, the door test, right? The door test back then meant if a man would open the door for a woman with all the doors locked in the car, let her in.
Is she gonna open the other side?
And if she reaches over to the other side and opens up his door, you
cars
keep
don't
her.
work like that no
She's
more,
a keeper. No, they don't. They don't. So I have a new updated version, which is open her door, and if she just reach over and get the handle and open it a little bit. It's a little more work. It's a little more work.
I don't know. I think that might be.
That shows two things. No.
I think that might just be a movie.
That shows two things. That shows, one, the man is chivalrous, and two, that the woman respects him and will open his door for him.
Our car's too
As a
big.
submission.
What about paying the bill? What do y'all feel about that? That's a conversation.
If a woman pays the
That's
bill?
different.
No, when did the men start paying
Oh.
bills? Do the men offer to pay the bills?
No, you
or
talking when you go on a date.
Going to dinner.
Uh-huh. We got 1 minute. Go ahead.
Wait a minute, I love that song
No.
by Usher.
For the most
Change
part.
it. What is it? Change It Spaces.
For the most
Change.
part,
I love that song. I don't mind doing it. I go out and I pay bills all
I
the
personally
time.
don't think, even if a woman
I
asks
don't
me out,
mind.
even if a woman, a friend, or anybody I'm dating, anybody asks me to go out,
No.
let me finish. I'm never going to let her pay the bill. I'm never going to let a woman pay my bill.
I don't care what
I
you
wouldn't
say.
do that.
Why is your cousin shaking her head? Why you be shaking her
No, no, I'm just saying. At least, but if she make more,
I can say
no, if she
Ron
makes more
and
money
tell
than
the
me,
truth.
I'm gonna say, oh, maybe I'll let her. But I'm just saying. But normally I'm gonna offer to pay the bill, and then I'm gonna fight a little bit. Then by the third stop, I'll be like, okay, she come
I
to
think it
bill.
matters. At
Y'all,
first,
we ran
the
out
men
of
should always pay,
time.
but afterwards, you split.
We ran out of time.
enjoyed
PDO,
you guys.
where's
PDO,
that
wrap
book
it up.
at? Where that book at again, PDO?
Amazon.com. Love Reworked.
Amazon Love Rework.
No.
then you can
Love
come
is the name of the
on-
book is Love Reworked. You get on Amazon.com from the website
And then you can come here and get it signed.
Get it signed, yeah.
you
Do
can
that thing. Yo, we had a great show. Put your drinks in the air.
Yo.
Sharice, thank you for all you do for the community. We love you, baby girl.
Love you back.
All right. See you next week. Salud!
Salute.
Salute.